Developments. Hello everybody and welcome to a Frontier Developments live stream, streaming Elite Dangerous. If you don't know who I am, I'm Will Flanagan, the community manager here at Frontier Developments, and tonight I have something a little different from what you normally expect on this channel. So, just to let you know, tonight's episode is called Edifying Will, which is a series, sort of the spiritual successor to Educating Ed. And if you don't know who Ed is a community manager here at Frontier Developments as well. Last year, I'm really quiet, am I? Let me change that. Let me change that right now. Is it better? Is it better now? Can you hear me? Still too quiet. He's quite quiet. Maybe it's just because I'm whispering. Right, I've turned it up. Let me know if that's better. Still quiet. Better? More? Now? No? I don't want to break anything, Musipan. That's why I'm not changing anything. Okay, good. Maybe just turn your volume up really loud and then you'll be able to hear me. I can shout. Okay, so this is the spiritual successor to the Educating Ed series, where it involved Ed joining up with player groups around the galaxy, kind of figuring out what they do, understanding all the different things that our groups do throughout the game, both in-game and out of game. I'm sort of taking over that with Edifying Will, and tonight I'm joined by Sagittarius Eye. If you don't know who these guys are, they're amazing, firstly, and secondly, they are running the kind of free press, not official Galnet press, but their own free press, and they make some amazing magazines that they share with us every month, and it's amazing. Okay, I'm still quiet, am I? Let me try that. This is where I find out I've got the wrong microphone on. No, it's the right one. So yes, the Sagittarius Eye will be talking with these guys in a little moment, but first I want to talk about some news that's been happening. Is that better? Can you hear me? Some news that has dropped today. Does anyone know what I'm talking about when I say big news that dropped today? Of course, I'm talking about the 3.1 announcement, the release date of Chapter 2 of the Beyond series of updates. So we have in that the Chieftain variant, the Challenger. We have some Guardian weapons and modules for the tech broker. We have a new mining wing mission, and then there are a few other things to do with Thargoids, which I'll let you go out there and discover for yourselves. But yes, it's the 28th of June. 3.1 comes out on the 28th of June. So Ed isn't here tonight. It will just be me and my esteemed guests who are waiting over there in the back of the ship, which is technically over here. Yes. So I hope you all enjoyed the news. If you have any feedback to share about it, make sure you get onto the forums and share it with us, because we do look and we do kind of take it on board. So before I begin sort of getting into Edifying Will, where I will become the Cosmic Cadet and hopefully convince Sagittarius Eye to give me a job, let's have a little look at a trailer that they sent over to me. How cool is that? Really cool little trailer. They always come up with amazing stuff, like these, for example. These are printed Sagittarius Eye magazines, which they've sent over to me in preparation for this show. There aren't many. I think these might be the only physical copies of these issues out there. So we're all very lucky to have them. This is just some of how they look. You can, of course, see these on their website, which one of the mods will kindly put in the chat for me. As you can see, there's 2 issues here, issue 8, of course, issue 9. And yeah, make sure if you're into the world of Elite Dangerous, you check these out. This is all in-game happenings as well, events, groups, and of course, because I managed to, if I may, push my own little agenda here, I managed to get an article in one of these by paying lots of credits. No, I didn't pay any credits. But I wrote this one here, Lifting the Curtain, the rant of an interstellar taxi driver. So go and read that. I could just read it for you. But we've got some Elite Dangerous to play in a short while. But if you like the trailer and you like the magazines, of course, they're responsible for some of the bulletins that you see as well. I'm going to show you these right now. I'm going to jump right to that.
The recent attacks on Aegis research have been resolved thanks to productive developments in the Pleiades sector. After causing a lockdown of all Aegis control stations and a takeover of its home system, pilots opposing the Aegis initiative have settled on agreements with anti-Xeno groups. The Hostile Aegis Removal Program, or HARP, was created by the Expose Resist Rise movement and the Anti-Xeno Initiative. Supported by allies of both sides, it aims to remove Aegis research from the Pleiades. The Anti-Xeno Initiative supports the agreement, saying that the Aegis presence is no longer beneficial to the region. The anti-Aegis groups, for their part, have agreed to refrain from operations against Aegis research in exchange for the withdrawal. These agreements will decrease Aegis vulnerability against attacks from independent pilots, while helping to keep essential infrastructure in operation. This has been a Sagittarius Eye Bulletin.
The Aegis Initiative, humanity's first line of defense against the Thargoid invasion, is changing tactics after being ousted from power in their home system. The Socho Gold Raiders, an independent anarchist faction, recently routed Aegis forces and took full control of the Socho system. Their takeover came shortly after Thargoid sensor interference at stations in the system, presumably the work of saboteurs. While the Socho Gold Raiders have made no public statement as to their goals in this coup d'etat, it has been suggested that the League of Reparation backed the attack to gain access to Aegis data, as they believe the club is using Aegis to cover up information about the Thargoids. In response to these developments, leaders of the Anti-Xeno Initiative have declared that they will release control of all Aegis-held space stations to other minor factions, so that when the Aegis Core minor faction is thrown into lockdown by Thargoid sympathizers, this will not disrupt essential outfitting services for humanity's brave defenders. This has been a Sagittarius Eye Bulletin.
So they're cool, right? I've turned the volume up because you guys were saying that you still couldn't hear me. Is it better now? Otherwise, I'll just shout really loudly. I just don't want to deafen you all. If I've like cranked it all the way up, can't hear me anymore. Yeah, this is A5 paper. I'm just a really tiny human being. Not A6 though. Okay, volume is good. Great, great. We can get started. I've been loud. You're going to keep saying that I'm loud and quiet, loud and quiet. Okay. So, I'm going to introduce our guests now who've been waiting in the wing for me to hurry up with this intro so they can throw some tasks at me and hopefully tell me how bad of a journalist I am. So, without further ado, welcome my guests tonight. I have the Sagittarius Eye, a small team of Sagittarius Eye. Of course, there are more kind of working on the magazine out there. But yes, guys, if you'd introduce yourselves, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
That's fine. Who do I have here with me?
I'm Suverine.
What do you do, Suverine?
That's Commander Star Fox here.
Go on, Wilfred.
I'm just going to crack on. I'm Suverine. I'm one of the editors, and I help write and put the magazine together.
Awesome.
And we also have Wilf. I'll hand over to you.
Yeah, hello, Commander Wilfred Sephiroth here, and I'm a magazine editor for Sagittarius Eye. And McNichol, it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Commander McNichol here. I'm a designer for the magazine. I also do some other bits and pieces here and there when you let. Over.
And Star Fox here, one of the photographers and videographers for getting all of the content for the magazine.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, guys. It is a pleasure to have you here, and hopefully I will learn a lot about what you guys get up to. And chat, if you're out there and you want to ask any questions for these guys, make sure you get it in the chat. They are watching as well, so they'll be able to answer any questions from the chat. So before we begin, before I find out what you want me to do in tonight's episode, the first episode of Edifying Will, I'm just going to ask you a few questions about what you get up to in the world of Elite Dangerous. Let's begin by, before we talk about Sagittarius Eye, let's begin by getting to know you guys a little bit more. When did you start playing Elite, and how long have you been playing Elite Dangerous for, and what do you get up to when you're not kind of working on the magazine? Go for it. Someone take it away.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Severin, you go for it.
So I let me think. I guess I've been playing the game since 2014, maybe, but so I was a beta backer, so whenever that was, and I guess in the game mainly I sort of do exploration stuff, and like racing, sort of larking about on planets and things. Got involved in Sag Eye in October last year, which was shortly after it started, and before that was quite involved in CCN and really enjoyed all the Colonia stuff as well. So I've been around a little while.
Awesome.
Well, I started playing about just over a year ago. I think it was April.
Mm-hmm.
And I began on PC, then I moved on PS4, as you know, and we've met there before.
Yes.
And I do a bit of everything, really. I've been, trading, exploring. I dabble in a bit of PvP occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that Sagittarius Eye was, in the planning phase, I joined the group. It was August, I think, of last year. And I've been there ever since.
He plays on PS4 because he can't be bothered to sit at his computer to play. He literally just wants to sit on the sofa.
Exactly.
I completely agree with that. It's why I love my PS4 so much.
It means he can never join us for any of the meetups,
Yeah.
literally because of laziness.
Yeah, because I can't get up from the sofa. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Awesome. And McNichols, you mentioned you were a designer. I want to know more about that.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm a reasonably recent recruit to the Sag Eye. About 3 months, but three issues. I'm working on issue 10 just now. Quite literally, as we are on here, I am working. I've been playing Elite Dangerous for a year and a half, and I've done a lot of exploration work. Presently, I'm a faction leader in Colonia for the MCRN, and I'm also a founder member of the World-Based Exploration Corps.
Okay.
So I get around a bit. What do you know about design? I mean,
well, sort of. I guess like these have a quality that you would find sort of in a real magazine. Not to say that you guys aren't a real magazine, but
Well, excuse me.
no, you.
I think you're being very rude.
We are a magazine. But if I saw this, no, in fact, I've got a quote from Steve Kirby, who said to me when I handed these physical copies to him, he said, if I saw that in the shops and it was there for sale, I would buy it. It looks like a real magazine. So just How did you kind of get involved with Sagittarius Eye? What sort of appealed to you, Nicole, to come and design? I mean, I guess it's a group effort, or are you the sole designer of the magazine?
Well, I was listening to Live Radio. There's a call out for them, and there was a general appeal for people to help out with Sag Eye. I thought, I've got just the skill set for that. I can do that. So I had a quick chat with Suv, and it was the world's fastest job interview. I was hired pretty quickly, and I hope he hasn't regretted his decision yet.
We the editors are slightly different. We will have slightly different sort of ways of vetting people. Wilf is deeply suspicious of everybody who arrives.
It's an important trait.
Like if they're not like a literature Nobel Prize winner, then they're pretty much out. I have extremely low standards and basically hire anybody who turns up in about 30 seconds.
That's how it worked. Yep.
How does it work tonight, where I'm sort of vetted? I'm being vetted through a live stream. Is this normal practice?
Well, no, this is the harshest interview anyone has ever gotten. So.
Because if I muck up and fail, everybody is going to see it.
Yep.
And laugh at me. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty public.
And Star Fox, you mentioned earlier you were the a photographer, or what's the term?
I'm actually sort of here representing the, I guess the bolt-on Sagi DLC, I guess it is. So I'm representing our Facebook group, Elite Dangerous Stellar Photography, Videography, and Fan Art. It's a lovely acronym. It's SPVFA, so we just call it SPIFFA.
SPIFFA.
But actually, I saw somebody put in the chat top shelf space porn, and yeah, I think that kind of sums up what we're about. So I think Orange Phoenix, one of our guys, he approached Sagi a little while ago to, I don't know, just kind of throw it out there. We see that you have a really, really pro-looking magazine. Do you want some pictures?
That's quite nice. So you were doing screenshots separately, and then sort of approached.
Yeah, so we have our own sort of little community of, I think we just broke 1,000 members recently. And yeah, we're mainly explorers, just general, free cam junkies. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, a lot of us spend quite a lot of time just out in the middle of nowhere in the galaxy. And, the Sagi guys, they'll put up a request for a bulletin or one of the articles or something. And we'll start sort of, pushing it out and asking people to go out and get the shots and stuff for us.
That's great.
It's kind of like a nice little internal process.
Simon Grabowski here is asking for a link to that Facebook group. Could you pop it into Discord for me?
2 seconds, mate.
And I'll share it with them. Well, that's great, guys. I mean, we're going to learn a lot about you in detail throughout this live stream, because I have loads of questions here to ask you about what you do. But I just wanted to get the community out there to, maybe they already know some of you, but kind of know some of the faces behind, or the voices at least, the voices behind Sagittarius Eye, because there's a whole team of you. How many are there of you making the magazine?
There's about, the team is about 50 strong for Sagittarius Eye, and as Star Fox said, the VFA is like the sister organization, and there's 1,000 of them. Mm-hmm. But that's much more kind of freelance sort of image and video sourcing. And Sagittarius Eye itself, there's probably 10 magazine writers, 2 or 3 designers, 4 or 5 artists. We've got 4 or 5 voice actors. We've got 8 or 9 reporters who write the scripts for the bulletins. There are 3 editors at the moment. We've even got a proofreader. We've got our own composer, which is awesome. And let me think, what else have we got? That's probably about it, I reckon. So it's sort of a wide range of job roles, but I think there's about 50 in total.
And that's quite amazing, though, to have all of these different talents working collectively on this project. And for us here at Frontier Developments, we see this, of course. It's part of why you guys are here on the show tonight. That's amazing, but why Elite Dangerous? What attracted you to do this kind of project for the Elite Dangerous community?
Just a really low bar of quality, really.
Great. Everyone just loves it because, right. Cheers. Thanks.
Everybody loves pretty space stuff.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty game. That's why we're all here.
That's cool. And I mean, you guys do an amazing job. I'm going to say this I'm going to try and say this every 5 minutes throughout the stream, because I just want to make it very clear, both to you guys and, of course, to the community, that we really appreciate sort of the efforts that you're doing to create this stuff.
Well, let me say this, dovetailing what Suverin just said about how many of us there is. Not to sound self-aggrandizing, but I can assure you that there's, Steve Kirby said that he would buy it in the shop. I can assure you that there's real-life magazines that have a smaller crew than we do. It's a huge team and it's a huge effort. So it's really cool to see it coming along and coming through every month.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you some more questions throughout the show, but let's get on to the kind of today's task so we can see in game what you guys might get up to. So firstly, what am I doing today? I've come to the Pleiades with an Asp Explorer with an increased jump range. Why have I been summoned here?
Well, the idea is that we've already tested you as a rider, and you are, kind of decent.
Kind of decent.
So, yeah. So we thought that since it's not possible for you to ride on a live stream, the next best thing is for you to exercise as a photographer. So we're going to look for places of Thargoid interest or Thargoid activity, and you're going to be guided by our photographer to take good shots, basically.
Okay, that's it's a lot of pressure. So for those that don't know, I did submit an article to Sagittarius Eye, issue 9, I believe. Yes. So that's sort of what Wilfred mentioned there. Well, I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because I'm using a Xbox controller on a PC, and I play PS4, so it's going to be a tense time when I have to take pictures. Am I being pushed through the... What's going on here? Okay, I'm ready. Tell me where I need to be and what to do. Shall we wing up? Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. So we basically, the way this is going to work is the Thargoids are a pretty exciting development in galactic current affairs. We have, for our bulletins feature, we have a huge demand for very good Thargoid footage and coverage, and it's quite hard to get. And so we've teamed up with our SP VFA partners, and we're going to put you through your paces as a first of all as a cameraman assistant. So you're going to multi-crew with Dan, who's going to take the footage, and you need to be you need to sort of control the mobile camera. So you're going to fly the ship, and he's going to take the footage. So we want you to get as close to the Thargoids as we possibly can, so we can get some really, really good footage. And we'll be judging you on your on how level you hold the ship, so that you can take good shots, and how close you can get, so we can get some really good detail. And we're going to be really scrutinizing your work.
Okay, I've never seen a Thargoid before in game, so this will be my first time.
That's great.
So, how many reporters have been lost to Thargoids currently?
Well, the team used to be in the hundreds.
Great, that's great news. Okay, do I need to wing up with anybody? Do I need to?
Yeah.
You could multi-crew me down.
So where are you here?
I'm actually up in Colonia at the moment.
We won't wing. If we wing, you won't be able to multi-crew with Dan. So if you guys, if you get Star Fox into your second seat as a star.
Right, Dan, can you I'm getting fined here. Hang on, I fired my lasers. It's okay. Sorry, everybody. It's
Have
the
you ever
first day
played
on the
this
job.
game before?
No, what is this game? What are we playing? What is this? I think this controller scheme's all wrong, but we'll be fine. It makes it more challenging. I'm not coming up with excuses, I swear. Right, you need to join me. Join another ship.
I think
don't
I'm
want
going to need to add you as a friend.
Add
Give
me
me a
as a
sec.
friend.
Cosmic, what was it?
The Cosmic Cadet, that's who I am embodying. Oh, I've done it again. Let's put those lasers away. I'm blaming the controls because it's true. That's what's going on. I need my HOTAS, but I can't get the one I have here to work with it. It's okay. So I'm going to wait for this multi-crew. Is there anywhere I need to start traveling to?
We've scouted out the system earlier, and there's loads and loads of non-human signal sources. So we're not short of friendly Thargoids to go and bother.
Great. It just worries me. Thargoids just going and taking pictures of them.
Well, that's
Friend
for
request sent, mate.
phase
Hey.
2. You're going to be taking the pictures later. For now, we just need you to fly our cameraman nice and close.
I can do that. I can do that. You're in a private group, Dan. You need to jump over to... Wait, this is the right one. Can't seem to invite you. There we go. Private group. Unreachable.
Unreachable.
Oh no.
I'm in Sovereign's private group. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
So yeah, guys out there, we are in a private group for tonight's activities. If you were coming to find us, we aren't going to be there. Yeah, I can't invite you. Why is that?
If you struggle, you could do it the other way around and see whether Will could multi-crew with Dan.
Let's try that, Dan. If you send me an invite, or
Sure.
just flying off in one direction.
It'd be preferable to do it here first.
Yeah, I mean, the Thargoid thing is it's kind of what we were going for. It just takes a minute. Just keep trying it. I'm sure it'll work.
While they're doing that, Nickel, do you want to? I know we wanted to talk a little bit about the design process. Do you want to just talk a little bit about the way we go about putting an issue together?
Sure. I mean, how far back do you want me to start? Usually, we have writers who come up with ideas, and they get vetted, and those that are approved are developed into full articles. We organize all these articles on a website called, which is basically a kind of digital, which allows us to move them between different categories. All terribly boring if you're not sitting. At some point, it'll go through and a proofreader, which is really 2 editors and a proofreader. Magazine again. And ultimately, it'll come to Lex, who will assign a designer. So myself or himself and one of the others. And
Lex is our head of design.
there are 3 basic steps to doing design. The first step is to read the brief. That's really quite important. In this case, the brief would be whatever has been written by the author and any other notes that go along with that, and to have a look at the photography that's provided, thinks might be suitable for the article. The second step is really crucially important, and that is to do absolutely nothing.
Don't do anything.
Just sit and think about it. Don't do anything. Just let it sit in the back of your head for a day, 2 days, and just let yourself think. If you don't do that, if you rush straight in and start trying to drop things into layout, and think of things halfway through that you didn't think of beforehand, and then because you're going to come up with a better idea than the first one. And the final part is to actually do the design. Simple as that sounds. Take whatever it is that's in your head, whatever it's been suggested to you, and do a page for other people to see. Yeah, it's I enjoy it. It's interesting. It's what I do professionally every day. Be able to do it for something I'm passionate about as well. Not that I'm not passionate about my day job, you understand, but
Is it difficult? Is it difficult to, from doing a day of design? Is it difficult to then come home
and do it for real?
Yeah.
Had a particularly bad day. Yeah, it can be. It's using the same tools and a lot of the same kind of. It's an entirely different presentation. I mean, the style guides are entirely different. All the bits and pieces are different. It's far more fun. And quite often during the process, you'll start to think about things that the original author didn't think about. There was an article I'm working on at the moment, which I don't think I can go into the details on at all, Suv. But
no. Very, very.
What I say is that in the most superficial manner, having read it and thought about it, I've gone back to the editor, in this case Will, and I've suggested some text changes to restructure it very slightly, to tweak it, and possibly a new title, because I don't feel they suit where the article is really headed, or where the imagery in my head is headed at the very least. I don't think I'd be any worse about it at this stage.
Yeah, that's about right. There's a question in the chat just now. How do we manage the sort of production and process and deciding on content and stuff? We do it all on Discord. So we've got a Discord server which is our private office basically, and everybody's a member of that. And it's amazing what you can do all over being spread all over the world, just working on Discord together. It's incredible. We've got like channels for all the different aspects of production, and everybody just coordinates there.
It feels, the way you guys talk about it, it feels like a real business. And I'm not saying it's not it's not structured in that way and it wouldn't work that way, but you guys are all doing this out of your own time. This isn't a business.
Yeah, it's pretty much a second job.
Yeah.
It can be quite demanding, but it's fun being surrounded by a bunch of really talented people.
And the workload.
It's a great place. That Discord. It's amazing some of the stuff that gets posted in the channels. It's way above my head.
I can agree with you there. Having maxed out all of my Discord servers with different player groups, and jumping into them and seeing what's going on every now and then. Just to let you guys know, I have multi-crewed with Dan now. I'm going to the Oracle just to kind of. I don't think I went. I just sort of appeared here, so I don't think. Just in case a Thargoid blows me up, For those who've just joined the chat, this is part of the Edifying Will series, where I join up with player groups operating in Elite Dangerous and kind of learn the ropes of how they do different things and stuff in the game. Today I'm joined by the editor, designer, Wilfred Writer, editor, assistant editor. Can't remember your title.
Yeah. Both are okay.
Both. And a photographer from Sagittarius Eye, who are an in-game newspaper and amazing. And you should check them out at Sagittarius-Eye. I didn't request. Oh no. I didn't request.
You're gonna get blown up.
Almost. I was so busy concentrating on what I had to say that I just thought, yeah, I could just fly in here. It's fine. They'll let me in.
I was watching that in Freecam. Well, it's quite amusing.
There we go. I'm on my way back into the Oracle, and then soon. Hang on, I've got to wait.
I'm not here.
Just, representing Frontier well here by crashing, as is customary on live streams.
You shouldn't be saying that.
No. But today I'm representing Sagittarius Eye, so this is all going on record.
Well, our pilots are better than that.
Our average piloting skill has gone way down since the start of this live stream.
Oh dear. Oh, I've just boosted as well, but it's all right. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Oh no.
Right, I pressed landing gear down and it didn't want to do it. So I blame the ship. I'm very sorry, everybody watching right now. I did boost, but it's the same button. It was it's not glamorous at all. This is going to make news for you guys. You can talk about the crazy pilot who boosted inside Starport. It's fine. I've managed it now, and they're still not kicking me out and blowing me up. Right.
There's half the Sagittarius Eye office waiting outside here. So all the blue player ships are staff members.
Brawny Fanta says it's time for me to just tell the newcomers it's my first time playing. I've been playing a few months now.
There's someone in the chat saying, in space, no one can hear you fail his job interview.
Ominous. It's barely begun. Right, I've managed to successfully land, so hopefully we can get started. I can't refuel, but I can pay off my fine. Sorry, Aegis. Right. I'm ready. I am ready to do good journalism. I'm ready to do good journalism.
Cool. Excellent. Well, we'll start you on photography because grammar clearly isn't your strong suit.
It's true. My original article was full of errors.
It didn't take that much editing, actually. It was all right. We quite like that one.
That's good.
A bit too many exclamation marks.
Yeah, too excited. It's a gossip piece.
Too excited. That's his problem.
Okay, so we're going to find an
Right, should we get into Super Cruise then?
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, let's go find a non-human signal source.
Yeah, let's give Will a sec to look up Super Cruise and controls.
I can't repair Ed Lewis. I'm gonna have to just face them with 85 shield.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Will is good journalism, says Muzipan. Techie Mr. B, your English good too, Will. You English good too, Will. Even said it wrong. But I'm an intern. Interns make mistakes, like boosting inside stations and all sorts. While we're doing this, while we're jumping, or I'm attempting to jump into.
We're not gonna pay for your repairs.
So, how long does it take for you guys to put together an article? You do monthly articles.
What? Do you mean issues or articles?
Issues, articles, another thing. As I said, I'm really good at English.
So an issue, we release one per month. So we generally leave about 2 weeks for the writers to. I guess the beginning of the process is there'll generally be like a voice meeting. Normally, sort of around the beginning of the month, when the editors will work out what articles we want in the issue, and we'll pick from a list of suggestions that the whole team has made, so everybody's welcome to come up with sort of article ideas, and then we'll choose the sort of 10 strongest that we think will make a really good, timely, relevant, varied magazine, and then if we can, let everybody write the one that they suggested or are most keen on, and then all the writers go away. And most of us editors also do writing as well. But then the writers go away and have about 2 weeks to do their research and write their articles. And then they submit them on maybe like towards the end of the month, like sort of the 20th, 24th, something like that. And then there's an editing stage, which is when the editors get the red pen out for 4 or 5 days. And then the design stage, which is probably 10 days, something like that. And then we have a week to do final polish and promotion, and then publish. Generally publish around the middle of the next month. So the whole process, start to finish, is about a month. But we've normally got a couple of weeks crossover between articles when they overlap.
See, so it's quite a tight schedule then, really. You have to source material.
We've gradually tightened it up. Like Wilf's been there since the very beginning, and he'll remember that in the early days we had we used to just sort of get articles when we could, and we'd publish whenever the design was done, and it's sort of become less erratic and more controlled since then. And we've started we've started putting published dates in the diary a few months in advance. We've got something to work towards, and now it's quite a slick operation. We've got, there are submission deadlines that everybody's really good at hitting, and one really, really awesome thing about being involved in it is seeing how well the team work together now. Like the way that everybody just sort of works in sync and supports each other is awesome. So it really works like a really well-oiled machine, really.
And it shows in the quality that you guys put together for both the magazines and the bulletins as well.
There's bits of activity that come and go during the month. If you're a writer, you tend to be busy at the beginning of the month, then design takes over and they become busy, but you've got this kind of downtime as well. So you're busy, always focused on the magazine. You've got some time off.
Yeah, that's it. Will, it looks like you found a Thargoid on the screen. And
then it disappeared.
Yeah,
it flew away.
To be fair, for your first try as a cameraman, you did okay. You didn't die, and I got some pictures.
That's good. that's a good thing. Where could I improve on that?
I reckon if we, well, it's going to involve rebuys, but if you shoot it in the face, it does get really good pictures.
Well, I think people in the chat are not. Some of them are supportive and said I did a good job. Musipan is saying no. Some people are saying kill it. We're here to take pictures. I can have a shoot at it. You just need to find another one. Luckily, the Cosmic Cadet has received and acquired a large amount of money, so we can have a shoot at some of these Thargoids. By the way, as someone in the chat did notice, and I was listening very intently, but that was the first time I've seen a Thargoid in game on my own experiences. So scary, and this is news. This is history. You guys are part of history.
You should go a bit closer.
Right, let's go close.
Just boop it right in the face.
Boop it right in the face. I'm just going to fly into it. Here you go. How's this for a picture? Yeah,
that's it. This gets them happy.
Oh, don't like that.
Ooh.
Closer.
Closer, all right.
Yeah.
Turn
the whole screen.
Right, I'm getting closer.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Turn, you can't see it.
Oh, this looks really cool.
I don't know where you are in my ship. Can you see it there?
I'm underneath you.
Will, we need you to get closer. This isn't good enough. We need some
There you go.
Right in there, straight in.
How's that?
No, closer.
Full throttle, boost into it.
I feel like this is a trap now.
That's it. You could circle it a couple of times. That would be good. Just so we can get some really good shots.
Don't worry if it gets
will
red. It's
probably
fine. It means that he's
involve
happy.
It's getting angry.
Oh, it's red. He's got lots of Thargons flying around. Oh, he's shooting at me. That hurt.
Stay nice in place. So viewers, Dan is multi-crewed with Will, and he's a representative of the SPVFA, which is our sister organisation who do all of our video and image sourcing for Sagittarius Eye magazine. And he is he's in Will's co-pilot seat on the lower deck of his Asp, and he's doing his best to take some really, really good footage up close of an angry Thargoid. And it's Will's job to get him as close as possible to get the footage we need. And so far, he's not doing it.
And not die.
The first piece of advice for battle footage is like sort of dart around, get close to it, and then sit still.
Okay,
it's really handy having a person in a multi-crew seat because they can basically just
right. I'm
chill
going
and
too
free,
fast right now.
do whatever they need.
It's shooting
Battle
at me.
shots work really well if you've got somebody in free cam that can sort of fly around and get the action shots.
I think we should insist on how just amazing the SPVFA guys are, because before they came along, we had sort of in-house photographers, and we had a few, and they did a great job. But of course, there's lots of things to see in the galaxy, and lots of articles about lots of different topics, and maybe you need pictures fairly quickly, as you told us. We told you that we've got pretty strict deadlines and stuff.
Yeah.
And so these guys, we've got a channel in our Discord server that is just about them. That is article writers go there and ping them and say, I really need a picture of this, this, and that, and I need it fairly quickly. And sometimes, like 1 hour later, they get back to you with 15 pictures, amazing pictures of the thing you asked for, and it makes everything so much easier. And you know, the magazine is half text, half images,
Yeah.
and so it's a huge chunk of work.
That's a really good angle.
Oh, I
Sorry to cut off there.
just lost it. Just lost the angle.
Mind on the job.
I got it, it's fine.
Yeah, the SPVF have completely.
But it's the images that sell it.
Yeah, totally. It's an art magazine, so the SPVFA have completely transformed the way we work. As Wilf said, the responsiveness, the enthusiasm, how high quality their images and footage is, it's just totally brilliant. It's what half the reason that the magazine looks as good as it does is that those guys give us really high quality material, and really crucially, as anybody who's ever worked in publishing will know, that timely is as good or better than perfect, and they get everything. They just making the magazine absolutely effortless. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Now, is it wise for me to in order to get some better shots, shoot at the Thargoid?
Yes, definitely.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
You can't
Alright,
hurt,
yeah,
as they say.
got the nebulae in the background. Yeah, try keep Barnard's loop and that sort of behind it if you can, with all of these other million instructions.
Yes, that's part of the
And
job is
getting shot at by a horrible, deadly alien.
making
That was
sure
pretty good, actually.
That was good.
we can. I'm just a sacrifice. I'm. Don't trust these guys, everyone. They bring you along.
That's half of photography. The amount of rebuys for a good shot.
What's the most kind of rebuys you've had to rack up just for one shot? What's the amount?
I think somebody said that they'd spent 20 million getting some footage for one of our bulletins.
Yeah, I think that one of the trickiest examples is when the new Crime and Punishment things came out, and the ETR response ship came out, and we needed shots or even better video of ETR ships chasing some bad guy. And of course they're pretty powerful, so you don't stay around very long. So that was pretty.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
The amount of crime we committed.
We spent a whole night trolling the advanced tactical response units to try and get footage of them, and they just completely wiped us out.
Well, dedication is one word that I'd like to throw out there. So it's I'm shooting at it. I don't know if this is wise.
You're still alive, so you're
I'm
obviously
stacking the
not shooting at it
screenshots
well.
up. What variant is this?
It's just unknown to me. Oh, we've got a
Sure,
Thargoid.
I can't see
Thargon
it. Where is
swearing.
it?
Just flying at us. Oxygen depleted. So we have about 15 minutes to fly out of here.
Oh no.
Did you get all the shots you needed, or do you need more? Having it with
Absolutely
a time limit.
loads. But I don't know. UFO and a Medusa. I don't think that's a Medusa, is it? We could get one of those because they're just super angry.
Yeah.
This one isn't. This one seems super angry.
Nah, this one's quite friendly.
Right. Okay.
You can go back and refuel if you want.
Yeah, I think repair and refuel might be a good idea. So let's get out of here.
So since we talked about pictures, I think we should also mention, we talked about the production process, and we talked about writers and photographers. Another really, really important thing, and when it comes to me, it's the people that I find most amazing, is all the artists we've got working for us. You know, all the advertisements and cover pages of the magazine that you see. It's all stuff from the ground up, stuff made from the ground up by amazing artists. I mean, I'm someone with no artistic sense whatsoever, and the highest peak of my sort of digital artistry is Microsoft Paint, and these guys are really amazing. Like, all the cover pages that you've shown of the magazines, we give them ideas and they realize these incredible things in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, they're incredible.
one of the guys that I want to shout out to, Ian Barriston, was one of our artists, and he does a lot of the sort of rendering stuff that looks like it's sort of stills from video and that kind of thing. He did the front cover of our latest issue. Just totally amazing work. Really absolute magic. And all of that is exclusively done, as Wilf says. And those guys put hours and hours and hours into it. So it's not art that we've lifted from other places, and it's not just quickly hashed together. These guys are absolute professionals. They do this for a living. They're at the top of their game, and they put tens of hours of work into it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, to pick up that specific example, when we were discussing, every month.
Sorry.
Every month we select one article from all the articles we produce. There will be the feature article, that is to say, will go on the front page and will be the most important article in a way. And last month the Generation Ships article was selected, and as we were discussing what could go on the front cover, I think either me or someone else threw out in the Discord, it would be very cool if we could have the Tom Edwards, the guy from the Atlas gen ship, the dead body of Tom Edwards floating in space somehow, something that I would have no idea how to realize. And this guy basically did every single thing. Yeah, it's the other one. It's the one with the dead.
I've got it on now. I was just showing the examples, but this is the example you're talking about right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he realized every single detail of that image, just handcrafted on his computer. It was amazing. When I saw the final product, I was really amazed.
Almost flew into a sun there. Into a
No,
star.
you did hit it.
Oh no.
The beautiful thing for us was to see the intermediate stages before we got to that final as well, because it just gives you some appreciation of the amount of work that goes into
Yeah, I mean,
that one image.
seeing them on the screen in a PDF, it's amazing seeing them. They're so shiny and they look so crisp. But then having it in person, being able to hold it and turn the pages and see it, it's just cool. It's just really cool.
Yeah, we're all jealous.
You don't print any for yourselves, so you don't. These are the only physical copies?
At the moment, yeah. Although I've got one on the post that should arrive in the next couple of days that I'm taking to LaveCon to show people.
So you guys will be at LaveCon, so if any people want to find out more about you and chat with you in person, they can.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have one shiny print copy, and so I'll be there with Jessica Sonnet, who's our community manager, and Alec Turner, who's one of our researchers, and we'll be flying the flag for Sag-Eye, and I think Edelweiss will be there as well, who is one of our voice actors, but he'll have his Lave Radio hat on. So yeah, come and say hi if anybody's listening and wants to put faces to names.
Yes.
And
go on, Wilson.
Can I?
Yeah, go for it.
I think this is a good moment to say that we're not an exclusive group, and we're actually always looking for good writers, good video editors, and good designers, especially people good within design. And if you're listening to this and you're good at any of these three things, by all means get in touch and pop by our Discord, and you'll get an interview as well.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You're always recruiting more people to help with the Sagittarius Eye. How do you go about recruiting people? How give them the 1 to 10 tips, the steps. How do they find you guys? What are your links?
Well, if you want the fast move in, you contact Severine and he gives you a 30-second interview and then you're in.
But how do they get in touch with you?
You contact Wilf, then it's a bit more.
If you want it hard, you contact Wilf.
Yeah, if Severine is asleep and I'm on, then I'll start asking you questions on your portfolio and to see your recent work and a writing sample and that sort of thing.
But your Discord
general,
here.
we do sort of we've been on live streams on the we were on the Lave Radio, and we've been on a couple of the other sort of podcasty things, and on those we often put out a call for people to get in touch if they're interested in helping, and they've been really useful. And, yeah, some really excellent people like Manickle, who found out about us that way. So I guess if anybody's interested, the best thing to do is hop on our website, which is www.sagittarius-eye.com. And there's a under the About Us section, there's a jobs page, and then all of the things that we need some help with are on there. And at the moment, we really need 1 or 2 good video editors to help us make the bulletins, and we also need 1 or 2 more InDesign specialists, as Wolf says, who can help us do the layups for the magazine. Because currently, Lex Mollock, who is our absolutely amazing head of art and design, and McNichol are doing it all on their own. So we need a little bit of help there. And I think we could probably also do with another couple of proofreaders as well, if anyone loves grammar and fancies helping out.
Well, I am always looking for work as an intern, and certainly the photos you got today will show you how dedicated I am to the job, and cool. how proficient I am at flying and landing, and then trying to blow up my own ship as well.
Yeah, it's a good job we're not looking for a pilot.
You could be. I mean, possibly. That's cool. So if you are interested in getting involved with Sagittarius Eye, go to their website. They have their contact details there. They have a Discord channel as well. Yeah, it's cool. You did a lot of the. You started to ramp up on the video content. Is that something you want to kind of keep pushing? You want to do more of that? How does it fit?
The videos. So we started off. The magazine was founded by a friend of mine called Whitman in September last year, and then he brought all of us on and me about a month later, and then after he ducked out, I took over, and then about 4 months after that, I think, so probably January or February, we started the videos as a way to. The idea behind the videos is for it to be about more sort of current affairs. In the early days, we were very much like, oh, something's happened, we need to cover it in the magazine. But because the magazine has such a high quality standard, and because the production process is quite long, it's not very responsive. So if something newsworthy happens, it's not an easy thing to just slot an article in last minute. You know, the whole thing is worked out weeks in advance. So we wanted a way that we could sort of do more current affairs, which would free the magazine up to not need to be as responsive to what was happening like right now in the galaxy.
Yeah.
So the bulletins were conceived as an idea. Basically, the aim was to keep the very high quality bar, because that's really sort of the heart of all of our stuff.
Yeah.
And keep it player driven, which is another one of everything we do needs to be by players, for players, and about players.
Mm-hmm.
But also make it much more timely and right here, right now, what's going on in the galaxy.
Yeah.
So what will happen is one of the researchers will come up with an idea and submit it. We do everything on Trello, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And they'll submit a research card for it and say, look, this thing's happened. Do you want to do a bulletin? And then we'll put it into production. And Rasudin, who is our bulletins manager, and Max, who's our lead video editor, both of whom are incredible, will get production going on that and get scripts written and voice actors assigned, and reach out to the SPVFA guys to get the footage done. Reach out to Spuffer to get the footage done, and then we try and get them turned around in 48 hours. So we've kind of ramped it up because because we wanted to be able to capture more of the exciting things that are going on in the galaxy, really.
Yeah.
But the real time that it started was probably February, I think. Although Max will correct me in chat, I think.
Yeah, I've got here is 28th of February was the first bulletin release, and that kind of leads us to sort of another question: is how do you source your news? I guess you're glued to the forums, seeing what's going on, but there must be a way of finding out in game as well what's happening.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was a way to find out in game what was happening?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Indeed.
The researchers, we've got about 7 or 8 researchers, and they make sure that they're present on the big community Discord servers. They're scouring the forums, have fingers in lots of the sort of I guess the big groups like Canon or or CCN, the big or Fleetcom, and they sort of keep an eye out for stories and things that players have done or players have got up to, so we try and keep sort of a nice pipeline of new stories, and we can't accept them all, obviously, because they've got to be of interest to a wide sample of players. They've got to be about players. So you guys have Galnet for reporting on the big narrative, the frontier narrative.
That's correct.
So we want to be the sort of player-driven counterpoint to that. So a senator is assassinated. That's not really our remit. That's Galnet. But if a player, we've got one. I won't talk about any stories that we've got in production at the moment. But if a player does an amazing feat, or there's a big expedition planned, or a really cool race which is going on, that's our remit, and that's when we sort of we'll cover that. If it's time sensitive, we'll cover it in a bulletin. But if it's and then if it's not time sensitive and it's a bit more expansive, we can be a bit more discursive with it. We'll do a magazine article about it.
And so you basically have spies everywhere.
You could... And this is a really important job, because we can't publish just lots of pretty pictures. We need to offer some content that people will be interested in reading, and cool stories, and so it's extremely important, actually, every single month to look for content and look for articles to write, look for topics to write articles about.
It's a lot of work. It's not just kind of conceiving random articles. You look for real player news, real community news that's happening.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's precisely it.
Yeah. And can you tell us about anything that's happening in this next issue, or is it all top secret? What can we expect?
Lots of cool pictures.
I mean, I get these questions all the time. People want to know what's happening with the game. So I was just hoping that I could.
Well, no ETA, no guarantees.
Well, that's good. It's a good.
Yeah, no, God. I always wanted to say that.
It's a good response, clever response. I have a question from myself, and I think I already know the answer, but I'm sure people out there might not. If I don't want to join Sagittarius Eye, because I have other commitments, but I do want to write an article for you guys, is there a process to kind of send an article in? Is that something you guys do at the moment, or is it something you're not kind of processing?
Yeah, there's we've just actually set up a submissions page on the website. So for any questions regarding Sagittarius Eye, there's normally a resource about it on the website. So we have a website manager whose name is 147lock, and he is absolutely incredible, a total wizard. And he's set up a submissions page on the site. So if you go to the website, look in the top right of the screen, there's a submissions button, and there you can either submit a fully fledged article as a guest contributor, and we reserve the right to edit it a bit and all that sort of thing. And obviously we'll publish it subject to it being appropriate. Or you can submit suggestions for articles or bulletins. So if you've got a story, actually this is quite a useful format to tell people about this, really. If anybody's listening and they've got like an event coming up, or they're a player group that like to tell people about what they're doing, if you drop us a story suggestion on the website, we'll really happily cover it. We're always looking to know what other players are doing in the game world.
I'm going to try and get it up on screen here. It's going to go all strange for a moment. Let's see if it works, so people can see this. Is it going to work for me? It's going to work for me. So here's the form itself. This is the freelance report submission. So if you are curious about Sagittarius Eye, but you're not really willing to commit all your time to produce awesome articles or for them, you can just send something in this way. That's really cool. I might start sending things in, but under different names. And you'll never know it's me. And then until every article in an issue is mine. And then I'll reveal, hey everyone, it's me. That's awesome, guys. Look, I've got loads more questions for you, so if you guys have time to stick around for some more questions, I hope.
Yeah.
This is a question for each of you. But what are you most proud of in the development of Sagittarius Eye from inception or to when you joined and then to where it is now? What are you proud of or most proud of?
Dan, do you want to start off on that? Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was muted there for a second. Yeah, it's the biggest thing for us is, I mean, we like having a community that wants to, get their stuff seen, and it's all well and good just slapping, loads of screenshots all over a website, but I know you see the quality of the magazine, the way it's put together, and it gives the members a good opportunity to to really sort of like get their stuff seen, but in an actual context, a meaningful thing.
Yeah.
So that's why we do it. So it's the the most satisfying thing for us about working with these guys.
And that's really nice. Sorry, Serene. I just think that's really nice that you guys have kind of you're cooperating with each other. But I think there's room for Sagittarius Eye to cooperate with other groups as well, and same for Spiffer out there too. I like that. I like communities coming together, or little sub-communities coming together and sharing and creating awesome stuff. Great. So, but that's not all of you. I want to know more. I must know more.
Minical?
I'm sorry, I had to admit that my volume dropped out as the question was asked, so I missed part of that. I've been trying to work out based on the answers available.
I just need to know your intergalactic bank details so I can repair my ship.
All right, okay, yeah. There's not much in there, so I wouldn't worry.
The question I had was, what are you each proud of most from the development of Sagittarius?
Again, I'm afraid I'm losing.
Oh no. What are you each most proud of in the development of Sagittarius Eye? Did you catch that?
My portfolio?
You're proud of your portfolio. You'll write it for him.
I'm typing it out.
In the meantime, Wilfred, why don't you answer this question?
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to listen to the live stream at the same time to work out what you said 10 seconds ago to me.
Well, I guess this might sound like a cop-out, but the thing I'm more proud of is the actual development over the months. I remember pretty well the first issue we put together. And, although there were some very good articles in there, I mean, in terms of writing, kept it up pretty well. But it was the general feel of the magazine was a bit more amateurish, if you want. And if you see now 9 months later, and soon 10 months later, how much progress we've done, and the amazing people that do every single detail from the artwork to the design to the fonts chosen to assemble the articles and the writing, of course. And it's just the increasing quality of the total package is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I remember when I first joined Frontier and I saw the first, and now I see the issues we have now, and they just keep increasing. They keep getting better, which is really cool. So my hat, my virtual hat off to you guys. So yeah, Mitnoru, it's your turn.
Well, my personal favourite was the Ask Bess article that I wrote for last month's issue. So I wrote it, I laid it out. It's a ship I love, and I was glad I was able to share that with everybody, and the reactions I've had back have been fantastic. A lot of people rethinking, so I live for the adulation.
And do you get a lot of feedback from people? How do they share it with you when you release an article? Where do you collect feedback from?
Our Discord, actually. Most of it comes back through the regular channels, and the editors.
We get quite a lot of feedback on our Facebook group as well. We will share all the bulletins and show the members which which videos they've been involved in and stuff.
That's great. That's great news. Now, we're at a precipice here. We can continue to take some combat shots or Thargoid shots. We can go and find one if you like. If if there's anything else you have planned for this evening. Or we can close up and I can give away a paint job pack. Or both.
Well, we did. We talked about the only other thing we were going to do is try you out on. We're going to swap roles and have Star Fox fly, and you try your hand as a stellar photographer in some combat zones up in Colonia. But if that's going to take hours and hours of multi-crew shenanigans to sort out, then happily skip that and.
No, let's do it. Let's do.
But not a priority.
Let's do it. Let's try it, because you guys will, at the end of this episode, have to tell me I'm hired or fired. So I'm going to try and impress you now with this.
Cool.
And we will have a giveaway.
I'm not in a combat zone at Colonia.
Well,
you can find something.
Find one. If I'm not speaking above my station.
Very pretty place. I can make it quite easy to take a good picture.
That makes it easier for me to take a nice picture.
There's another. While you guys sort out multi-crew, there's one other little thing that people have been talking about in chat that I wanted to that we wanted to throw out to listeners while we had the chance, and that is on the last page of the magazine we have a classifieds page. And people might have seen it's called the message board, and we have little adverts and little in jokes and the message board for June is looking a little bit sparse. So if anybody has anything they want to advertise, an upcoming event, they want to put a message in for other players. Anything at all, just a good joke, something like that, send it in and we'll stick it on the message board. And we always need classified ads for that. I particularly like the Salome musical one on that one.
There's a lot of great things in here. You just read the small text and you'll see some crackers. So there you go. If people have things they want to send in, you guys are doing it, and you're a newspaper. You're an intergalactic newspaper. It's going to be seen by billions. So they definitely should. Right, multi-crew. Is it working now? Let's have a look.
Oh, you're still in a crew. If you leave, I'll be able to invite you over.
Still in a crew.
Disband your crew.
Yeah.
On a note of seriousness, if we do have any budding designers listening, people at college or looking for development of their own portfolio, then Sagi is absolutely a place to develop a portfolio entry. Be very handy to a lot of people, I think.
That's great. If there are people out there who want to get involved, please do, because these guys are awesome. And there's not just these four I'm with. There are so many people working on this, and they're all really great. And it seems like I've been paid by Sagittarius Eye to say that. But they are the free press, so it's free. It's free support. Wilfred, I take it that you have to leave us very shortly. So I'll take the opportunity to say thank you for joining tonight, and for the opportunity for getting in touch with me as well about Sagittarius Eye in the past, and just allowing me to contribute as well.
Yeah, it's been great to coordinate things with you. You're a very amiable person.
Good. He didn't say I was hired yet, but we'll have to see that at the end. You'll have to tell Souverine in person, or in person
exactly.
in private, if I'm hired or not. Right, let's try this multi-crew. If it's shameful, if I can't do it, I'll come up with an excuse why I can't do it and then just disappear.
No
just end the
worries.
stream
Have you got all
immediately.
your free cam stuff mapped up on the controls?
Definitely not, but that's okay.
This is going to be fun.
You wait and see. I'll take the best screenshots ever. It's going to be okay. It's going to be
I'm
fine.
going to have to watch this with like 10-second delay on YouTube as well to see if you got the right angle.
Right, I need to navigate to my free cam. I might have to. It's here somewhere.
Wow, that's beautiful.
There it is. Right. So Okay, this is. I've used the camera mode before, but
You don't sound very sure.
hey,
That's a cool ship.
look at this. Yeah, so we're in the Spiffer. It's a Spiffer. What would you like a shot of here, Dan? What am I?
Well, there's so many things.
All I see are stars.
Are you sure you work from Frontier?
I just see it. I just see
Okay,
a
so
planet.
this is space, basically. I don't know, like, have you got? Can you figure out the zoom function? If you
Yep,
bring the HUD up,
I
you should be able to
can,
see
let's
the.
Zoom. There we go.
Yeah.
So
Actually, that looks like it could work quite well. Portrait.
let me hide the
So,
UI.
yeah.
So if I were to imagine I'm snapping the picture here and going, and that's it. Is that a good shot? That's the shot I would take right now.
Go for it.
Yeah. It looks good to you. That's it. That's the way you do it.
I'm going to try this and see if it breaks anything.
The professionals would say you want to have the subject of the photo 1/3 or 2/3 through the image. So rather than being bang in the center, you want it slightly off.
It's like this.
Bit further, bit further. Go left, go left. See, there's that nice planet with the ring on it.
Okay, like this.
You can put that in the shot and
Like this. Is this a good one? Rule of thirds, Starship Enterprises says.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's pretty nice.
Everybody's giving me tips in the chat here. So it's beautiful here. Are you out here for Sagittarius Eye at the minute?
I'm just out here doing things, to be honest.
I'm based out.
Just doing things, seeing things. Just got a thing for flying stupid ships around out here.
There's no harm in that. This is Elite Dangerous, of course, so
Yeah.
it's good. I like this shot here, but I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, like it.
Can you like zoom all the way into it?
I can, but it's
Have you got the zoom thing hooked up?
just don't think.
It's usually on a controller. It's going to be some
there we
funky
go.
button combination. Yeah, there we go.
Kind of like.
What I'd maybe do, I'd like sort of get down to the ground, maybe bring the camera down to ground level, sort of try and find something you can stick in the foreground.
Okay, let's go.
Everybody loves a rock.
Ooh, that looks nice. We'll call that one 2 marbles rolling off a pencil.
Yeah, it does look a bit like that.
Yeah,
It does look a bit like that.
And take a hop over into that gas giant's rings in a minute, 'cause that's always, that's like screenshot 101. That always looks good.
I can just
you can get that
do
ring to sit on the ring.
elevation here. Oh no,
Or
that's not
replicate the
what I wanna
logo.
do.
Oh, you can't get. Hang on, I've just realised I'm too high up.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Look at this shot.
Oh, sorry, I moved. I'll stay still.
How does that look? I mean, 2 marbles and a pencil. Daniel Fitzgerald found that very funny. It's a good one. It does look like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Looks like the pencil's in half. And then what else have we got? What else can I play with here?
All right, hang on. I'll go over to the rings. That always makes for a nice shot. That way you'll have sort of stuff in the foreground that you can sort of blur out, play with the depth of field effects and stuff.
Oh, that looks strange.
I'm liking the ponytail on your avatar, by the way.
I was experimenting.
It's ginger as well. Ginger ponytail,
He's
Nice.
ginger. Red is his colour.
Loving it.
Let's exit this and follow you for a bit. Sovereign, is there anything you want the chat to know about Sagittarius Eye? Is there anything that you Oh no, it's fine.
I guess so. Yeah, like I suppose from my perspective, the we have about 1,800 subscribers now to the magazine, and it's going up, which is great. But there's such a lot of incredibly talented people who work on Sagittarius Eye. I mean, a lot of the guys that I've mentioned tonight, they're just totally incredible at what they do, and I have no idea how they do it. And so many people give so much of their time up. I mean, I've seen people put hours and hours and hours into stuff, and nobody gets paid, and it's all for the benefit of the rest of the community. We do it because we want the game to have that sort of community. We want people to be able to have that kind of richness of the game world, and there's so many people putting so much of themselves into it. I would really, really love to see more people reading the magazine and watching the videos. I'd like to see their work more widely appreciated, really. So if you've not seen the magazine, hop on the website and have a look and subscribe if you like it. And likewise, the video bulletins. There's so much work. Each one is a couple of hours work from about 8 or 9 different people. So likewise, and each of them is currently getting about 200 views, I think. So it'd just be really, really great if more people could see all the work that goes into them, and just so all that hard work, was more widely appreciated, really.
Yeah, that's. Well, I hope people out there do discover you and you continue to grow in presence, because I've already said it too much. So I'm trying to be more modest now and say it is a satisfactory magazine. I would read it every now and then.
All right. It's a rag.
Yeah. Light my fire with it. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Okay, we're in position. Nicole has to go.
Go and come back.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
His wife needed him very briefly.
Very briefly. Right. So.
All right, this looks about right. We got rocks and stuff.
This is cool. I like the neutron. Is that? Yeah, it's a neutron behind the.
It's a white dwarf, and it's
White
got a
dwarf.
gas giant. It's orbiting right inside the exclusion zone. It's a bit crazy.
Right. Okay then. So you're a bit of an explorer, Dan.
Yeah. I like all these crazy sort of systems, all that sort of stuff. Makes for great pictures.
Right then. You tell me when you're in position. I've got a shot here that I quite like. Maybe we could change it. Up here.
So let's pose next to this big one.
Where are we? Oh yeah, okay. So I want to get behind that. Well, not completely, but sort of so it's in shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'd sort of just find any old random just literally any old random one. That big rock, just kind of put that in maybe, the left-hand third of the frame. Yeah, you can play around with the blur settings a little bit here as well.
So. Oh, that's depth of field. Okay. So let's increase the focus.
Yeah, the easy way to do that is I usually stick it to 100 straight away.
Yeah.
And then once it's at 100, you can push the focal length out till where it's where you need it, and then you can roll the blur back. Just put it to 100, because then it makes it really easy to see when it's how far away it's going.
Yeah. Is that even getting in focus? Let's have a look.
Yeah, it'll take a little while, but then that big asteroid on the left will just suddenly snap into focus. If you then let go, it should keep the background blurred.
Okay, let's see.
It works a lot better if you zoom right in as well.
Oh, hang on. I've got to get it. Oh no, just jumped out of it. Right. It's all right, I'm still an intern. I'll promise I get the shot better. So.
Oh no, you've got a good eye. You're instantly seeing the stuff that looks good.
Now for the raw screenshots, do you do any do you take everything in game, or is there anything you do sort of outside, like Photoshop or something, to make them better, or do you leave that to the designers? To
Quite a few of us run stuff like EDFX, sort of graphics sort of enhancement. A couple of people will run it through, phone apps, Snapseed, or that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of part of the fun. Some people go, full fan art, and we've got people that are painting and drawing and that sort of stuff on the group. Pretty much anything. It's all welcome.
I'll have to paint a picture and show you how good at that I am.
Totally, man. Stick it on the group. They'll love it.
So I'm increasing the focus here. Let's see if this works. This is going to be the prize shot. This is going to be the shot where I deliver to you.
One. Yeah.
Based on this, hire me. It's the money
when we
shot.
wait this eternity for your focal length to move out.
While we get older,
I'll tell you what, everyone. Let's give away a paint job pack while we do this. So if you would put in the chat hashtag Sagittarius Eye, put that in the chat. Only put it one time, and I will in the next few minutes pick a winner. So pop it in the chat, hashtag Sagittarius Eye. Make sure you include the hashtag, and you can walk home with a community paint job pack. Press and hold the D-pad up. Here we go.
Oh, were you doing it like one press at a time?
I may have been.
Holy.
Get there in the end.
It's going to be like 30 meters or something.
Tell you what, a lot of people know how to spell Sagittarius, which is a lot better.
There we go. That's about it.
That's about it.
I have to admit, I just copy and pasted it.
It was about 10 meters.
Like so. Want to go back a bit?
Just waiting for YouTube to catch up.
I've put it at 259.90.
I think it was a bit closer, like about 200 meters closer. about 30 meters. I think that was about where it was.
Like so. Oh.
Come on, YouTube. That's pretty good.
I'm gonna.
Oh, now you've got the hard hidden. You can turn the blur back up a little bit more if you haven't still got it at 100.
Let's do that.
I've actually seen the planets moving in the time that you've been framing this shot.
Yeah, that gas giant around the white dwarf is crazy. Yeah. It does full orbit in about 12 minutes.
There's nice.
Wow.
There's a nice. I like that shot a lot. Let's print screen that.
This game is a wallpaper generator.
So, guys, on the premise of hiring me, based on my so what you need to take into account here is the article that I submitted to you in issue 9, which I'll show again.
Flagrant self-dominance.
Yes, which is this one here, which I'll go full screen for a moment. This one here. So bear in mind this article that I sent you guys, and that you so kindly put in and lovingly created these awesome shots of my dolphin here. I think it's a dolphin, orca, I can't remember. There. My dedication to capturing a Thargoid, or at least getting Dan to position to take pictures of Thargoid, and this shot here that you see before me. Oh no, hang on. That you see here. Would you say that you are hiring or firing the Cosmic Cadet?
On photography front, yeah, sure.
Hiring.
That's my vote.
Okay, that's one. That's a hire for photography.
Yeah. Well, that means you're in the
photography.
FA. That doesn't mean you're in Sagittarius Eye.
It's important.
Yeah, that's just the one vote. But you're welcome to the group, yeah, of course.
Yes.
Michael Dartmoor says hired but not allowed to
Well,
drive.
managed to
Yeah,
replicate
absolutely.
the last one.
I reckon your article was pretty good. So you can come and join the writers team anytime.
Yes. So everyone in the chat is also saying
your
hi.
layout now.
So yeah, now I just need to do some design work, and we'll see about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll be. Yeah, if you can do some design work, do some video editing, maybe do some voice acting, then you'll pretty much have all the roles.
Okay, I'll be in touch about that because I can't do it all tonight. Let me pick a winner and we'll close up. But this is a lovely shot to say goodbye on. Sagittarius Eye here.
Also, considering that you just said that all there is in Elite is stars, you'll soon be out of a job, so you probably need us.
Yes, I'm sorry, Frontier Developments. I'm so sorry. Please don't fire me. I like my job a lot. Just got to do the very technical picking a winner for tonight's live stream.
You wish you were spending your evening building roller coasters, don't you?
That's it. That's why. Yeah, I'd rather be there right now. Of course not. So our winner is for a community paint job pack. And by the way, thank you all of the community out there for tuning in and supporting Sagittarius Eye as well. I'm sure these guys appreciate it a lot. And for Sagittarius Eye for being an organization in our game. So, Phoenix Firebird, you are a winner of a community paint job pack. So what I need you to do is email us at community@frontier.co.uk. And of course, you'll need to message this YouTube account just to verify your account with us. I have to say that your email won't be used for anything but making sure you get the community paint job pack. So don't worry, it won't be used for anything else. Phoenix Firebird, you are the winner. So just let us know which community paint job pack you want. There is a forum thread. One of the mods, I suspect, will kindly put it in the chat for us. So guys, that's it. That's the show. That's Edifying Will, my first hire and my first episode. So it's a good place to start with. Thank you, all of you, Suverine, Dan, Wilfred, and Nicole, for joining me tonight.
Thanks very much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Will.
No worries. You guys are great. So keep up the great work that you do. I'm looking forward to it every month when there's a new issue, and of course when the bulletins come out. Is there anything you kind of want to end the stream on? Anything you'd like to say to the folks watching?
Thanks for your support. Keep reading. If anybody knows,
could we ask you just to capture a small piece of video of Mr. Braben's reaction when you show him a hard copy?
I'll try.
That would be amazing.
I don't want to get fired if I just kind of walk into his office with the magazines, like, look at this, David, and then I've got this camera, and he's like, what are you doing? But no, I will make sure that he sees them, and you guys will hear about it when he does.
Thanks very much for having us. It's been brilliant. It's been really good fun.
Thank you so much as
thanks.
well, guys. Thank you so much for being here and being part of our community. You guys are great. You're great. So thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who's joined tonight as well. If you haven't heard the news, we have announced the release date of 3.1. It's the 28th of June. If you'd like to be spotlighted on the new Edifying Will series that I'm running, get in touch. Get in touch with me at community@frontier.uk. I've been Will. You guys have been Sagittarius Eye, and you're awesome and wonderful. Thank you so much, and good night to you all. Bye, everyone.
Good night. Thanks very
Good
much.
night, everyone.